This energy coming out of it, this that you can't see with the naked eye until you activate your mission vision, almost seems like this fiendish fire coming out, and you're almost able to instantly identify that this portal is connected to the abyss, the realm of demons. Looking around, you can see that kind of aura, that familiar aura that you've seen akin to your allies that you've come across in this world, and you can see that around Oliver. He doesn't have the mark of the chosen like you do, but there's definitely a connection on his soul as he emanates this kind of silverish energy that you've seen reminiscent of Mistra.
Is
The
that
other people in the town don't seem to have a particular draw towards Mistra, but they're not emanating any kind of negative aura from their souls.
as I approach, can I start to eavesdrop on their conversation?
Yeah, you hear Oliver going, absolutely not. It's too dangerous. I don't care. And the other guy goes, but think about the intellectual studies of it all. Think about all the possibilities. I mean, what we could expand our understanding. We could there's so much and he goes, no, it's too dangerous.
And as I walk up, do they notice me at all, or they're not giving me any mind?
Um, what is his passive perception? Yeah, he would probably like while he's arguing, look past the guy he's arguing with and look at you and Cremina real quick, and it'd be like a real brief, like, you need anything? Because I'm dealing with this dude here.
Okay, so is it the all the other folks around the portal? They all seem to be like from like a sorcerer's guild or wizard's guild, and they're trying to like
Yeah, they
clear
all
this.
appear to be wearing the same uniform, and you'd probably be able to derive that they're from the Wizards Guild here in Shadowdale.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and approach them and just walk up. I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm definitely gonna put myself into the conversation.
As you walk there, there's like this triangular formation. They're currently holding with both their hands up these staves and casting like an incantation that's channeling into this negation barrier around the portal.
I'm speaking specifically Oliver and the other talking to.
The guy with the goat horns.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm like injecting myself into their conversation without thing. I walk up and put myself there.
So as you walk up and the gentleman with the goat horns kind of turns, let me grab Karina and bring her over to you. Karina stops and kind of nervously stands there, not wanting to get in any conflict with anyone. Um, and the guy kind of steps aside and says, "Ah, hero, you're the one saving the town, yes?" And he turns, kind of welcoming you into the conversation. Oliver takes a deep breath in exasperation.
Well, I hope that we're all working on trying to save the town.
Yes, yes, indeed. Some of us more than others. Allow me to introduce myself. And he takes a deep bow. My name is Elvero Mersimmon, second in command at the Wizards Guild.
So pleasure to meet you, sir. But what seems to be all the kerfuffle about here?
No kerfuffle in particular. We're just talking about the practical applications of this great gift and opportunity we've been presented here, as he motions towards
Ah,
the
ah,
rift.
you mean the great magical presence in the middle of people's homes and livelihoods that could potentially bring them harm? Yes, quite.
Yes, but with any worthwhile venture or study, it comes with its risks, no?
I would
What?
agree with you if it weren't for the fact that it was kind of a central piece to the city. If it was out in the fields, then certainly all academic studies should be done. But here, right next to people's
In
homes
agreement,
and
we can come up with
livelihoods,
something. Why not? There's no need to get rid of it. We can figure out a way to channel the energy elsewhere, or simply move the town. I mean, this happens all the time. Landmarks and supernatural events occur, and people have to adapt and move around it. Think of all the energy we could siphon and use off this, the studies, the knowledge we could gain of the abyss.
all right, I'm going to gamble here. I'm going to say, oh, yes, surely you've never heard of a town being devastated by a study such as this before.
He raises an eyebrow. That is a fair point, but that doesn't mean it always happens.
Well, Enos is going to give a big stress. I guess if you're willing to relocate the entire town and everyone is willing to be relocated, surely you have the money to finance that.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me.
Oh, I was gonna hope it was gonna be performance. Oh, 20! 23. Or 22, I'm sorry.
He looks down, kind of his eyes dart around, calculating. Yes, that is a fair point. We need to raise more funds, and then the endeavor can. We can't even start yet. We don't have the foundation. That's it. We need to procure more funds. And he starts pacing back and forth. Wonderful idea, young sir. Thank you.
And,
Good day. And he turns and walks away.
okay, that was not the intended.
You can stop him.
Uh, and I'm gonna call out to him. And in the meantime, how will the people live here be assured that they are safe from this?
Oh, I'm unsure what you mean. You can obviously see that the prestigious Wizards of Shadowdell Wizard Guild are taking care of it now.
Well, the prestigious Wizards of Shadowdale weren't able to prevent 5 dragons attacking the city last night,
He
so
raises
I
his
don't.
voice and gets really defensive. That was a sneak attack. You can't hold that against us. We were taken off guard. Had we had noticed, those dragons would have been nothing. They would have been ants beneath our feet.
Oh, and surely this portal, if they could be such, let me start. And surely if they could be such ants to you, then this portal should be easy to relocate for the great mighty Wizards Guild to somewhere else where it won't disrupt the livelihood of the townsfolk.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. We just need the funds. And he turns around and starts walking off.
Um, just out of curiosity, I'm going to use my planar ability to detect portal and see if this truly is a portal.
Um,
It
hmm.
finds the direction of the
So
nearest planar portal, right?
you
It's
detect
not.
the
It's
distance
not.
and
I understand. I understand. It's not really a portal. It is a portal in the sense that it transports you from one place to another, but it's more of a rift. It's not like a spell that was cast that is actively holding open like this, like kind of sliding open a gap between two planes.
right.
It's
So
more like a
so
tear.
so
So
would my
yes, it is a
planar,
portal.
but no, what I'm specifically asking, would my planar portal ability detect it, sense it, or to
Um,
be something completely different?
Let me define what portal is. Define portal.
Well, it needs to be specifically a planar portal in order for you to get it
Yeah,
marked with your ability.
right.
So that's one that goes to a different plane.
Yes, it does go to a different plane.
Okay. So us as the horned man gentleman is walking off, muttering about funds. I'm going to turn towards the rest of the wizards that are here, still working on it. What do they seem to be doing? Are they just are they chanting? Are they concentrating on something?
Yeah, they were nonstop chanting in repetition this incantation that is probably about 2 sentences long on repeat.
I'm going to go ahead and call out over them. Not sure if they've heard our conversation or not, but I'm going to give it a shot and say, "Well, you heard it. You don't have the funds to maintain a title to maintain this year, so close it down for now, and we'll open up a new one when you get the funds for it."
Close it
They
down.
continue chanting, but you see eyes dart and look over at you and kind of furrow in confusion and continue chanting.
Nope, nope. Shut it down. Close it up.
Shut it down.
Oliver comes up and puts his hand on your shoulder. What are you doing?
Well, we want to close this thing up, don't we?
We don't
We don't.
know how to close it up yet. They're simply stabilizing it and keeping anything from coming through while we figure out how to close it.
I'd much prefer that the Wizards Guilds don't try to experiment on this in the middle of a major city.
Yes, I am 100% on your side. That was my main argument with elvero. I
Hmm.
think it's completely idiotic.
Well, is there any of this lot that is willing to talk about it sensibly and reasonably? And I kind of wave
Um,
my hand over all of them.
to my knowledge, it seemed like Mersimmon was the first and only to kind of hold this. I don't think him and the headmaster of the guild see eye to eye on many things.
Synonyms. That was the horned dude I was just talking to.
Yes, and don't mention the horns. He's pretty sensitive about it.
Well, where's the headmaster? Where might he be residing?
To my knowledge, he's prepping a reward for you and the others. I'd imagine he'd be over in the wizarding district. We call it district. It's rather rural, but he points kind of off to the right, past where that windmill adventuring store was that you visited earlier, and then to the right, so kind of like behind, this direction.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna nod at him. All right. Do you mind that horn bastard from doing anything stupid till we get back? I'm gonna go talk to the head. I'm gonna seek out the headmaster and have a discussion with him.
Yes, and just so you can understand where his mindset is, he was even talking about extracting creatures from the abyss so that they could practice their offensive magics and um, abjuration of fiends. He was rambling on about.
It's only been 2 days since they had a creature escape from their own arena. They need to be reminded it's not a good idea, and I'm going to walk off.
Young man, as you get older, you'll understand how crazy wizards are. And he's going to kind of frustratedly step off to the side here. Carmina's going to continue leading you over to Varys. What's everyone else doing? Give them a chance.
So I would only have a really brief conversation sitting down with the sword that I'd kind of like to have after the session, like at some point later. But then after like 30 seconds of just getting the very basics,
Why not do it? Let's do it.
that's something that I can do. Like,
why do it outside of session? That's what the session is for.
Well, prevent well, the same reason I wanted to have a conversation with Kamina off, so that not everyone heard and it wasn't taking up everyone's time.
yeah,
And
like it's.
I feel like other people like to hear it though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure. But like I was saying, after half a minute or something, I'd get up and start heading towards the action. While still having the conversation.
Let's have the conversation.
Okay, so what's your deal? You weren't always a sword, right? Or were you?
You can't see anything, but you can almost feel like this tingle. There's just this odd sense that you feel like there's a smile associated behind whatever thing is within the sword. Heavens no. You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific when you say deal.
Well, aren't you free to just tell me about yourself without me asking specific questions?
Sure, I guess. It's an odd way to have a conversation, but
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been wanting to find out about you for a long time.
there's a pause. What's your name?
I'm Boogie.
Boogie. Curious, name that. You seem different than others who've gripped at my hilt. Odd in a way.
I guess so.
The blood I've tasted in your grip. The blood of those vile, evil dragons. No one has wielded me that has quenched my thirst so. How is this? Are you a miraculous warrior, known across the lands? Some great dragon slayer, then?
I'm starting to get more famous now.
With my help, we can achieve great things, Boogie.
Interesting. So you Were you originally a wizard?
As a main focus, no. The sword was always my preference. And dragons. To slay evil dragons was my aspiration every waking day. I am known, or was then, far and wide as the great dragon slayer sehrvuls.
Just now you said sandals?
Sehrvuls.
Oh, servos. I'll write that down. Servos.
I feel more awakened. My memory is clearer than they've been in some time. Slay more dragons, Boogie, and more of my power will awaken, and I will share it with you. And fame can be ours.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Oh, so was the rest of the group walking forward? Like Bezoid and Calamacy? Were you guys going into town also?
I am making my way that way, but I'm trying to be like I'm not trying to walk with anybody, only because I'm trying to see if I can summon my raven
Hmm.
after my long rest, seeing what's going on there.
For
Okay.
me, I wanted to loot those wizards and slowly make my way over to Lord. But I can't think of his name now. Cal just said it.
Lord
To where
Barnett.
everybody else, yeah, to where everybody else is going to his castle.
Okay.
Okay. I'll It took me a little bit to get up, so I'll probably be behind Bezoit then, following her like towards the portal. That's the entrance of the city.
Okay, 1 second. This is the manor, by the way.
Oh, so we walked past it. Damn, the manor's just literally looking at Mistress Tower.
Let it fall apart. Yes. Yes.
I don't doubt it.
This isn't water, by the way. The land keeps coming, but there's only
And they
so
don't
much you
stop
can do,
coming.
guys.
Till it hits the ground running.
I have a life.
Oh, the area near the portal.
Area
Is that
near
what
the
you're talking
portal.
about? I was thinking it was like a pond.
Okay, so yeah, that's there. I'm talking about the water out here isn't actually here. So here's the manor, and then this is the guard, like the guardhouse where the like private, I guess more of like a staff house where like all the guards and some of the staff resided for the manor. And
God
then
damn,
this
the
is
staff have a whole lot of complex themselves.
and then this
Yeah.
is the where the town army slash guards were. These were so this over here was for the manor, and this over here was for the town.
Damn, they had to sleep in tents.
This also served as like a training ground too. And then this is the
Mm.
old tower that leads to the Underdark, allegedly, is what the rumor is. This is the old adventuring, or the adventuring store. of where Valkish Svagakin owns it. You would also see coming down, like doing last checkups, Emus, while you guys would be passing this way. You would see that priestess, that gnome priestess that Lady Evelina was talking about, doing checkups on like some of the people who had like minor injuries or might have bumped their head. She's over here. Just there's no magic being cast or anything at the moment, but she's kind of just doing an once over and checking for boo boos and stuff. You can see the villagers have surrounded and started to, some of them kind of roughly dissecting the dragons, but it seems like a lot of them are having a hard time getting through the scales. Most of them have been unsuccessful to really dissect the dragons.
Okay.
Oh,
And
snap. We're going to have so many scales for that scale armor.
We're
Like
only
without
gonna have so
any-
many scales if we claim him. Because right now the whole town is going ham fist on him. All right, so Oliver's staying behind to watch over the portal and prevent that crazy dude from coming back.
So as you see that, what you hear from one of the people standing up, it's him. He's one of them. It's him. And everyone turns and starts like, oh! It's like some people start clapping, some people start cheering. People start like dropping their tools and start surrounding you, and you see Cremina kind of curl up and get a little defensive and feeling very on guard, being like having no weapons. The priestess turns and is like, settle down, everyone. But others begin like kind of walking around. You see a half orc, a human, a halfling, all kind of. Thank you so much,
Right.
hero. You're amazing. We saw everything you did. It's fantastic.
Can I go ahead and preemptively roll a performance check?
To do what?
Okay, I'm going to try to act like a hero in front of the crowd and address them as such.
Okay.
All right.
Remember, you still have your inspiration for the day, I believe.
Yep. All right. So I haven't rolled yet. I'm gonna as the crowd comes around, I'm gonna stand tall and I'm gonna say out loud to everyone. And remember who you have to thank for this day. I'm gonna gesture back towards the rune tower of Mistra.
As you
Lady
do,
Miss.
as you swing your hand over, it's almost like a magic trick. Carmina like ducks behind you and completely disappears from the crowd behind your figure as you like take on this kind of heroic stance.
Our Lady Mistra has blessed us with the ability to fell these dragons. We must keep up the spirit and move forward and come together to restore her to her legacy. And I rolled I didn't roll great. 14.
Is that with your inspiration?
No, that's without.
Do you want to take your inspiration?
Sure, why not?
You don't have to.
Nope, too late. I rolled and it was worse. So 14.
Okay. So the people kind of look at you and look past, and you see one little halfling wiping away with his big pudgy finger, hairy finger, wiping the tear out from his eyes. That was beautiful. And this half orc kind of gives a clap. He's like, not bad, not bad. Are you gonna make it to the feast? The half orc yells out above the crowd.
Say that again.
He yells out in a gruffled voice, Are you gonna make it to the feast?
Make it to the feast. We're going to make the feast. Waving to the dragons, and while waving to the dragons, I'm going to turn my head towards Carmia, who I'm assuming is behind me. I'm going to whisper to her, "Get Ferris, take him back. I will deal with this."
1 second. The half orc looks confused. I thought we were hosting the feast. And one of the older guys nudges him and says, Shut up, man. Just go with it. Obviously something changed. Oh, okay. Garrett
Do I feel
distracted
like
me.
Carmia?
I don't remember exactly what you said, so the guard distracted me. I'm sorry.
So as I wave my hand to the dragons at Flourishing, I'm going to kind of use that opportunity to whip around and mutter behind me, "Go get Varys. I'll take care of this."
She nods. She rolls a not very good for her. She rolls a 17 stealth. She's going to sneak away, and to your senses, you'd be able to hear her, but very quietly. You'd be able to like hear the amount of training she's gone through just in how softly she lands on the other side of the wall
Right, and
and
as
kind of
she's sneaking
pivots
away,
over.
I'm trying to be like big and loud and
Right,
draw
right.
attention to me. Yep.
100%.
And then I'm gonna shout, call out, "So raise your hand if you have not butchered a dragon before, as I have. Here, I'll show you how it's done." And I'm gonna approach one of the dragons. I'm gonna start teaching the townsfolk how to butcher a dragon,
You hear
if
one
I
lady
can.
go, "Oh, so regal." And she steps forward. Everyone kind of gathers around.
And that's what I'll spend the
Priestess
next.
sighs and heads off towards somewhere this way.
And that's what I'm gonna do for the next little bit. I'm gonna try to attempt to teach the townsfolk how to butcher a dragon. While doing so, I'm going to try to collect all the valuable bits for ourselves when they get the meat.
All right. So we have an option here while everyone gathers around. Seth, I need you to make a couple checks for me. I need you to
Got it.
make a nature check.
Nature check. 16.
Pretty good. Let me check what that gets you. Wow, okay. So with that, you would be able to harvest from the dragon meat, blood vials, teeth, bones, and the dragon's horns.
Is it just from this one dragon?
Yeah, each dragon is a roll.
Gotcha.
Let's see here. Okay, while this is going on, what's everyone else doing?
I would like, after the long rest, I start making my way towards the portal. Trying to call Crow to me.
As you walk forward and call for Crow, this raven appears out of the shadows in front of you and lands on your shoulder.
I would say, Crow, is that you? Are you okay?
And you hear back in your voice, I'm afraid not, my lady.
What happened?
I personally don't fully know. I just know I was told to come here. I'm sorry. And she bows her head.
Permanently or temporarily?
Until told otherwise.
Hmm. I don't have anything to say to that. I am troubled and silent, walking my way towards the rift.